After nearly hours of negotiations in the Swiss resort of Bürgenstock, the United States and Iran have agreed on a roadmap aimed at reaching a final peace deal within the next 60 days. The breakthrough came after hours of closed-door talks under the framework of the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding, an interim agreement signed last week with Pakistan and Qatar acting as mediators. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif also signed the agreement, marking a significant diplomatic effort to end the conflict that began in late February. In a joint statement, Pakistan and Qatar said the first round of negotiations under the Islamabad MoU concluded in what they described as a positive and constructive atmosphere. The two sides agreed to establish a high-level committee that will oversee the mediation process. Chief negotiators will report regularly to the committee while leading working groups focused on the nuclear issue, sanctions, and a monitoring and dispute resolution mechanism to ensure the agreement is implemented. The statement said both countries had also agreed on a roadmap to reach a comprehensive peace deal within 60 days, with technical negotiations beginning immediately. To reduce the risk of further escalation, Washington and Tehran will establish a direct communication line for the next 2 months. The goal is to prevent misunderstandings and ensure the safe passage of commercial vessels through the Strait of Hormuz. Another key outcome was the creation of a deconfliction cell involving the United States, Iran, Lebanon, and the mediators. The mechanism is intended to oversee compliance with the ceasefire and the termination of military operations in Lebanon. Technical-level negotiations will continue throughout the week in Burgenstock as both sides work through the remaining issues. The mediators praised both Washington and Tehran for remaining committed to diplomacy and thanked friendly countries for supporting the negotiations. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi also welcomed the outcome, saying Pakistani and Qatari mediation had delivered major progress toward ending the conflict in Lebanon. He said the agreement includes waivers on Iranian oil and petrochemical exports, the lifting of the blockade, the release of some frozen assets, and the launch of a major reconstruction and development plan for Iran. He described the Lebanon deconfliction mechanism as the first real test of the agreement. A U.S. official said negotiators held detailed discussions on all elements of a future nuclear agreement, one of the most difficult issues between the two countries. The talks also covered keeping the Strait of Hormuz open and developing mechanisms to prevent incidents at sea, along with arrangements to enforce the ceasefire in southern Lebanon. The official said Monday's discussions would serve as the foundation for the technical negotiations that are now set to continue. The talks were not without tension. As negotiations got underway on Sunday, U.S. President Donald Trump warned Iran against supporting armed groups in Lebanon, saying Washington would respond forcefully if the unrest continued. In a separate interview, he also warned Tehran against disrupting shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. About 80 minutes into the negotiations, the Iranian delegation paused the talks for internal consultations. During the break, Iran's chief negotiator Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf rejected the U.S. threats, warning Washington to be careful and insisting Iran was prepared to respond if necessary. Speaking at the opening of the summit, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif expressed hope that the negotiations would deliver lasting peace, stability, and prosperity. He thanked President Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Pakistan's Chief of Defense Staff, Field Marshal Asim Munir, for their role in advancing the mediation process and bringing the two sides back to the negotiating table.